How does revelation occur in human life? Revelation is a gift that is given to certain individuals who will have a prominent role to play in leading others. It happens very rarely and only under very special circumstances. It is meant to initiate these individuals and to confirm their knowledge. It occurs when time is of the essence, and they must engage with a higher purpose or lose their great opportunity altogether. Revelation is an extreme exercise to initiate something that must happen now. These demonstrations are extremely rare, and for good reasons. They can be very frightening to the mind that is not yet ready for them. And they will most certainly be disorienting, for now you are experiencing two realities that seem to have very little to do with each other. The recipient must be ready for this, must receive it graciously, and must be able to interpret its meaning and patiently exercise its wisdom. Otherwise, it will be a traumatic event that will be misinterpreted and misunderstood. If you could see how fragile your reality is in the world, which you would see if you were standing outside your world looking in. If you could see how easily it is upset and challenged and how weak its foundation is. If you could see how it is built upon certain assumptions that are never questioned and how it is reinforced by using past references to keep the mind stable, then you would understand how delicately the unseen ones must involve themselves with promising students here. This kind of revelation is initiating. Do not demand it or expect it, for you will not know what you are demanding or expecting. People want many things, but rarely do they realize what the responsibility of having their desired experience, object or person will require. People want to have revelation because they want proof. They want to assure their personal minds that their spiritual inclinations are genuine, but this can never be proven to the personal mind. The personal mind is established in the absence of your spiritual inclinations and will generally be opposed to them until it can finally yield to them. This is not where you gain your approval. How can the personal mind, this temporary understanding, this temporary experience in the world, confirm and approve a greater reality that has no beginning and no end? There is, however, a greater and more complete kind of revelation that occurs as the result of many years of dedicated studenthood in the way of knowledge. It is a different kind of revelation. It is not sudden and dramatic. It does not burst in upon your life. It does not intrude itself upon you. It is something you will gradually be able to feel, as the veil between physical life and life beyond the physical becomes thinner and thinner, and as you experience more and more communication and are able to receive the translation of insight and information coming into your mind. Increasingly, you will have a sense that there is a presence, an intelligence, on the other side. In fact, you will have the experience that there is a great group assisting you and cheering for you. This will ease and eventually eliminate your fear of death because you will see that your spiritual family is waiting there. They are there for you. You can feel them. Your eyes were not created to see such things, nor were your body's ears created to hear such things. However, your inner eyes can see and your inner ears can hear because you can feel this. You can sense it. Communication will be coming into your mind, and you will know that it is not a product of your own thinking or imagination. This is a very subtle revelation, but its impact is enormous. It comes as the result of a great deal of preparation and advancement in exercising a greater purpose in the world. Though it may be a hope and an ideal for beginning students to have this experience in order to dispel their fears, it will rarely come here, and for good reason. The emphasis in your life must first be on knowledge and contribution. Until you are well established here, something which you yourself cannot fully determine, the presence of your spiritual family will remain in the background so as not to debilitate you or distract you from being able to be in the world to do your work here. The experience of your family is so much more wonderful than the experience of trying to survive, contribute and be genuine in a harsh and difficult world. Perhaps you think that the world is an easy and wonderful place, but it will seem barren and difficult in contrast to your ancient home. Contact with your spiritual family will renew your memories of your ancient home. This will make you intensely homesick and draw your attention away from the world and from all that is in the world. Should this experience happen too soon, it will be very difficult for you to generate the desire and the intention to be a participant in the world and to face the challenges which you must face. Heaven can come too soon in this regard. You may pray for it, you may want it, you may plead for it, but if it comes too soon, it will distract you. It is better that a very gradual revelation occur here. This gives you a sense of presence and an abiding experience of communication, assistance and support. Here you can maintain your focus in the world, but with the greater assurance that your family is with you and that your destiny is assured. Revelation is at the discretion of your spiritual family and the unseen ones who guide your spiritual family and represent it. Some people go for many years wanting this, urgently hoping for this, but it does not happen for them. Others have never even thought of it, and yet it occurs for them. Why is this? It is to do with a person's readiness and purpose. Some people need this experience in order to confirm their allegiance to knowledge. For others, such an experience would be a great setback. It would frighten them, disorient them, distract them or intrigue them. Until your deeper inclinations are recognized and honored and until they become the primary experience and focused rather than having great and wonderful sensations in life, then revelation is ill-advised for you and will not occur. Revelation has to do with purpose and readiness. For some people, spirituality must be a very subtle undercurrent in their lives, something that they acknowledge but which in itself is not the central theme or focus. Intense spiritual experiences are not necessary for them and can indeed be an impediment. Yet for those whose service to the world is meant to be more of a bridge between the divine and human life, these spiritual experiences are more likely. But again, they do not come on demand. Expect, then, if you can advance in the greater community way of knowledge, a gradual revelation. As your eyes become clearer, as your mind becomes freer, and as your experience of knowledge becomes deeper, you will begin to feel that you have a kinship with heaven. Your kinship will not be idealistic. It will not be philosophical. It will not be theological. It will not be ambitious. It will not be a wish. It will simply be something that is there. You won't need to talk about it. It will just be there because you are close to it. It will not intrude. It will not shock you. Instead, it will abide with you quietly and deeply. And its presence will be pervasive. Revelation is something that must happen for certain people at certain times because they cannot delay any longer. They must become engaged now. They must take a critical next step. Others are waiting for them. Even if they do not think they are ready, they must assume their role and responsibility. The wisdom of heaven determines this. You yourself cannot. Do not strive for revelation. Do not set it as part of your plans and your goals. Set out instead to become a student of knowledge and to patiently proceed without claiming grand schemes, designs or abilities for yourself. Then you will come closer to heaven because you will come closer to what heaven has given you. The deeper your relationship with knowledge, the deeper your relationship with the divine. A relationship is not images and fantastic demonstrations. It is an abiding presence. You have a relationship with your spiritual family. This can be experienced, but you must become close to your spiritual family. You will become close as you come closer to knowledge within you because knowledge and your spiritual family are inextricably intertwined. One will remind you of the other. The greater your sense of purpose, the greater will be your memory of your origin. It will not be a memory of images or events, but of the experience of relationship itself. The greater your experience of purpose, the greater your experience of destiny. The more you have a sense of where you are headed and that you are only temporarily engaged in the world, the less threatened you will be by its appearances and its tragedies. Many people claim revelatory experiences. They say angels appear to them and they receive fantastic information. They say that all kinds of dramatic events are happening regularly as part of their experience. Be very skeptical. It is possible for you to be in contact with other minds and other dimensions. It is possible for you to be in contact with minds and other worlds. It is possible for you to be in contact with other minds in this world, without knowing who you are speaking to or what their intent or motivation is. That is why students of knowledge do not dabble in these kinds of things. That is why students of knowledge stay close to knowledge and close to life and do not veer off into trying to have incredible experiences. That is why students of knowledge do not involve themselves in controversies, or brag and boast about their grand experiences, or their latest insight, or how an angel or some other kind of divine entity has communicated to them. This is enchanting and intriguing, perhaps, but it leads nowhere and can indeed be a dangerous distraction, preventing people from meeting and facing the real needs and challenges of their lives, which are calling to them even at this moment. As you proceed, you will hear a great deal about spiritual experiences being described or discussed by others. Be discreet. Do not enter into these discussions. They are meaningless by and large. People who talk about these things do not know what they are talking about. Those who know have learned not to talk, except in rare situations to certain people. And even then, how can one describe a genuine experience? If the people you are talking to have not had this experience, they will either think you are deceiving them or they will be mesmerized by what you are saying. There is no benefit here, for suspicion and being mesmerized are not helpful in learning the way of knowledge. To the person who has had this experience, words are not necessary. A simple acknowledgement will do. Conversation, speculation, argument and debate are wasteful engagements for the student of knowledge. Seeking divine contact, angelic experiences, or prolonged bliss at the expense of your experience in the world is not the emphasis of the student of knowledge.